I will be a customer one day. Mark my word. I am going to buy one. Mark my words. I have to have one. Hello guys, welcome back to TSBEC TV. We are currently in the back of a Discovery Sport on our way to the 2018 LRO Show. Sadly not in our own Land Rovers, but this is not exactly a bad way to travel, and we've made no secret that we are rather excited about this year's show. We've got a couple of cameras here and we've got meetups planned both Saturday and Sunday. You got anything in particular that you're looking forward to? You skipped last year as well. So
I did, so it's going to be a lot of new stuff for me, I think, after having watched them last year.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to the boulder stand.
Yeah, Boulder's back this year, they weren't there last year.
Looking forward to those. And
Team Synchro Racing.
Team Synchro Racing, yeah, seeing the Ultra 4 truck.
Yeah.
Planning a little bit of that as well.
And one thing we were discussing yesterday as well, which is going to be quite weird for us, is that last time we came in 2016, when we were both here, we had about 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And we got a pretty big reception, let's say, when we were there that time. And now the channel has grown a lot more, so we're not really sure what to expect. We're never sure what to expect, but we're really looking forward to it either way. So we're going to be capturing as much of the action as possible from both the cameras for YouTube and as well on our phones for Instagram stories, as we kind of got convoys of defenders going past us the other way. So we're just about there, so we will see you when we get in there. So as soon as we enter the show, we are greeted by a whole host of various Land Rovers of all shapes and sizes and forms. And over here in the middle we have one of the original Tomb Raider Land Rovers from the actual film, which I believe is going to be restored at some point in the near future. And if we be further up the line, we've got a few more kind of standard Land Rovers, and then the two military ones up here at the end.
You can start in the modified with something like the TDI disco, running line really. It's quite accessible.
So that was the Ultra 4 going round with Team Synchro Racing as well, who you may know we sponsor. And we're going to catch up with them later. Hopefully we're going to go do a bit of shopping now, I think. This Series 3 has been stunningly restored, and I love all these leather details down here, like on these chains, leather seats. I think this is being built for a wedding, as what Nissa just told me. Lovely blue canvas, and this colour is amazing. And the interior is just fantastic. Is it Exmoor trim?
It's Exmoor trim, yeah.
Exmoor trim seats. Got a cricket ball for the gear lever. This is fantastic. This smells amazing. And these as well for the spare tyre. So we're up at the Team Synchro Ultra 4 standby Synchro gearboxes, where we've got a bunch of Ultra 4 cars on display, including Team Synchro Racing car, which we sponsor. As you can see, TSBEC TV stickers right here. And I'm hoping we can get a walk around of this car by Shabs, the owner, at some point, but I'm not even sure you can hear me over the tannoy system right now. So we'll see, and maybe we'll get a separate video on it later. But we got the other Ultra 4 cars here as well. And then this disco, which you may have seen in our clips earlier, is just mental, because it's probably the least modified. And the owner said he paid £900 for it. And Nissa and I were saying, if this can go round, then why can't Project Bob go round? So this thing just looks absolutely badass. But of course, all eyes are on the Team Synchro Racing Ultra 4 car. James, this is your remote control Defender. Can you tell us about it?
It's a Traxxas TRX4. It's got it's all 4-wheel drive. It's got 2-speed gearbox, diff locks. Pretty good at off-roading. Go anywhere it can go.
It's got more features than a real Land Rover.
It's got working lights, LED bar.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's really, really cool. Nice. Yeah, and extra batteries in the trailer. That's so cool. So we're up at the bowler stand, and they have some stunning vehicles on display. We've got this 110 which has some bowler aesthetic modifications, and then over here we've got this green Bulldog which is actually for sale for £140,000 in it. This is a desert spec, I think, and this is a 3-litre V6. I think this one was turbocharged, and the other one over here, which is this kind of midnight purple, that was supercharged, I believe. And that one is more of a road spec, but these are both absolutely stunning, and I will have one of these one day. Mark my words, I will have one. I have to have one. And if we come around to the back of this sand spec bowler, we've got the extra wheels that come with it and these sand ladders up here for when you get stuck in the sand. How do you actually meant to get into these?
I'd go right leg first.
Ah, that makes more sense. I want one.
That's it, I spoke to you last year when you were here.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you said you were a bowler. Yeah, I'm really glad that you're back with you.
Well, no, everything's built on a cross-section platform chassis with the roll cage built on top, and then everything is built around it really. So it's all basically Defender bodywork and Defender shell, but everything is highly modified to fit the chassis.
Yeah.
And it runs on Land Rover Sport front and rear subframe with independent suspension.
How much does this weigh?
Oh, as a whole, just over 2 tonne.
Really? That's quite heavy actually.
But power to weight ratio is unreal.
Horsepower?
Out of these, they're not massive horsepower. I think they're about 350.
It's enough.
Yeah, probably if that, about 300, 350. But the torque is just over 600 newton meters of torque.
Yeah.
So these will pull anything.
That's like Cummins.
Yeah. So that's why we use the diesels for the rallies, like the rally cars.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay.
Because going through a desert and stuff like that, you don't want to spin the wheels too quick.
Yeah.
She just buries there.
Yeah.
This is Terra Trip. So when we go to Morocco and do the Moroccan Desert Challenge or Tuareg and stuff like that, when they run it, they get each stage of the rally. So they'll get like 6 or 7 stages of the rally, and they're measured in distance. And this runs off the prop. So it's got a little metal tag that runs on the rotations of the prop, so it tracks the distance it's done.
Yeah.
So when you've reached your distance of your stage, you reset it so you know you've done that stage.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing Tuareg and stuff like that, there's no marked path.
Yeah.
You've just got to follow a rough map
Okay.
of where you're going, and you've got to make sure you get that distance. Because if you don't, then you're falling behind.
Yeah.
I will be a customer one day. Mark my words. I am going to buy one. Mark my words. I have to have one of them. So cool. So cool. I would just go down to the shop just to buy milk. I just would, just because it's so ludicrous. It's just so cool. So cool.
You can sleep in a car, but you can't raise a house.
Yeah, exactly. I would sleep. Why not? But do you do them to like different specs? Because I noticed that one, for example, has got different windows.
Well,
you don't have these like perspex things.
With this one being rally spec,
and
like it's got the sand, desert pack on it and everything like that, so sand ladders and all stuff like that.
Yeah.
With this being like a custom, like a car for that, we have to put windows in like this for IVA to pass it through IVA.
Oh, okay.
And then before it goes abroad, the driver doesn't have to have windows like this, but for rally, and it really helps for air circulation and stuff like that. Where that's more of a what he wanted, so he didn't want a window that did that, he just wanted a blank window.
Is it fixed?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's like, obviously this is a spec for rallying, where that's a spec for daily on-road use.
Yeah.
It's like he wanted that to rag around the field sometimes, but also to use on the road.
Yeah. So how much does it differ? What else, and how much can you differ with the spec from a sort of rally spec to road spec?
Well, I mean, like, for a start, you'd lose all your desert pack, you'd lose all your rear boxes.
What does desert pack include?
Desert pack includes, you get your 3 spare wheels.
Yeah.
You've got your sand ladders. So basically, if you get buried, they're what you put on your wheel to try and dig yourself out. The problem with them is they shoot off when you've got them.
The guy behind you.
You lose all your storage boxes and stuff at the back with all your your reading stuff in for your SOS and stuff like that for rallying. You'll not have terror trip in it. Some people want it. You'll hardly have terror trip in it. Other than that, that's about it really for the rally specking, and you'll have different range of tyres. And
just give you a look at the interior. We've got this digital display here, the Bolo logo, and the same stalks you would find on other JLR products, rather amusingly. Down here we've got the shifter, we've got 8-speed ZF gearbox, and then that's all the controls, I guess, aircon, heating, lights, etc. And then the same kind of dash you would find in a Puma, but these are all blank, so they don't actually do anything. And these bucket seats, which are actually rather comfy, they really hug you, which I guess they should in a vehicle like this. And we've got fire extinguishers down here, and a lot of scaffolding, I guess you could say. And that silver box up there is for the intercom for the driver and the passenger to talk to each other. These hydraulic jack for when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you need to change a tyre, and yeah, safety equipment, I guess, smashing window. Then this is something called Terror Trip, which we've just been told about. Hopefully you've seen that already. And yes, rather cool. I want one of these more than I want my next breath. It's just the coolest machine in the world. So if you don't know, guys, this is a Land Rover photo album on Instagram. You're one of the biggest Instagram pages for Land Rover Show.
I am. It's fluke, really. It's chance. More because I was early to it. Persistence. Variety.
And you post like 5 times a day, if not more.
9, or before 9 at least, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock, and then 9 again. People in the military or the army, they get up, they polish the boots, they make the bed.
So you have like a routine, is what you're saying?
You know, I think I'd probably have a panic attack and die if I missed the post. You know, I'm that into it now that I'm driving along the M6 and my alarm goes off and I go, whoop. So I find
alarms for it. That's crazy.
But people, I don't know if they rely on it or not, I just assume they do.
But you're now in the YouTube game a bit. You do some really cool stuff.
Oh, thank you.
You've done you've done a couple of videos now. You've done that Discovery Sport sort of movie almost.
I posted 2.
But they're really good.
A lot more, but I just haven't posted them yet. Wait for a deal. It costs too much to make, and I'm desperate for everybody to see them because I'm very clacky. I don't know if you can tell. I like to talk, and I like to get my point across.
But I think you do a good job of getting it across.
Really?
I think so.
I'm pleased about it.
And it's nice. It's refreshing to see someone in the Land Rover world who you respect the older generation stuff and you love that, but I think you're very open to the new stuff, because you did a post recently as well on Instagram that a lot of people are very, very negative and closed off towards like the new Discovery and things like that, the Veloz and all these stuff, but you're quite, you're very receptive to it, which I like.
I mean, the way I see it is if you don't like it and let's say you don't like the shape, it's perfectly fine. I mean, the best car is the one you love. I keep emphasising that in my films, because what you like is what you like. But objectively, modern stuff is very good. You know, you can't turn your back on it. And also, if you're a fan of the brand, put it this way: if you're a fan of Guns N' Roses, you don't just like Axl. You like Slash as well, and you're pretty okay with Duff and so on like that. You don't go, well, and the rest of them are rubbish and nothing to do with it at all. Well, you're a fan of the brand and you can use the whole package. Everybody likes Ringo Starr, but like the Beatles. And the new is good, and it is really good.
And I think a lot of people, like you have the Disco 3, which is what we're saying now, and a lot of people kind of rejected that when it came out.
They did.
And then I think in a few years' time, once the newer models go down in price and become a bit more accessible, I think people will open up to them, and then they'll just forget that they had that opinion in the first place.
Yeah, I think they rejected this actually more than they rejected the Disco 5, purely because change wasn't so rapid back then. Now
it was a big change from what was back then.
That's right. Land Rover now releasing Jaguar and Land Rover and everybody else really releasing models every other minute. So it's not a big impact when a new one comes along. It's like, but when this came out, everybody went, We really did.
I remember that, and I remember actually myself. I thought, I looked when they released it. I thought the design was a bit weird. And I couldn't quite get it. But then when I started to see them out on the road, I really liked them, and I love them now. We have a couple of them.
Oh right, these?
Yeah, or like in the family. I mean, I don't have one personally, but in the family we have them. And I think they're great. And my dad had one as well. I think they're fantastic. So
personally, if that wasn't an issue, I would have a classic Range Rover and I'd have a 110.
Yeah.
Because, you know, for different occasions.
Yeah.
But they're too expensive. They're not as reliable as this, and they're not secure.
Yeah.
What I do, you can just slide a window open. In the Range Rover, the tailgate will pop over just for them. You know, and yes, if I can see out the back, because the headlining will be sagging down.
Yeah.
I mean, I love them though. I massively love them.
I mean, I'm the same. I'd have a Series 1, but I'd also have a Range Rover Sport, like a brand new Range Rover Sport. You know, and I'm both ends of the scale. Both, and this as well, who's standing behind the camera, is the same. We love it all.
My tip is my tip, I'm afraid. It suits me. Obviously, during the day you just throw everything around and then you tidy it all up when you drive or getting into bed. But
because you're sleeping in the back of this Disco 3.
It's cheap. It's cheap.
No, I mean it works. It looks kind of cozy, to be honest.
This is my bedside. They all stack up there, and it just works. You know? Discos are the ultimate Land Rover, really. They're just not exciting like the others for some reason.
Yeah, but
I mean, this is actually a fairly handsome chap. This
I think they are. I think they're aging well.
Yeah. If Land Rover wants to hand me something, wink, then absolutely I'll drive it. You know, everywhere. As long as I'm not fussy. As long as it's a Range Rover or an HSC luxury, okay, Land Rover. Then I'll drive it.
Either give me an SVR.
Yeah, that's right. An SVR for this one here. Because, you know, it's screen time.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we'll post about it. Yeah, I mean,
have you driven an SVR?
No.
That is like my dream. My dream car actually is a Range Rover.
Right. No, I've not driven. I've driven the Works Defender.
Yeah, you have. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
He's driven the Works, the V8 Defender.
That was great. What else?
Could you tell us about that?
Works Defender is utterly pointless, but absolutely must have.
Like in the best way possible.
Oh yeah, it's must have. It was so twitchy. When you see my film with me, when I was speechless.
So that is coming out on your YouTube.
Yeah,
you should go subscribe to Land Rover Photo Album on YouTube, because you got a couple of really good films out, and you got a load more coming.
There is a lot
very well made.
Yeah, it is. The Works Defender is right. You've got Twisted and Tweaked, you know, and they're good companies and whatnot, and they've named themselves after bondage things, nipples or whatever it is. Anyway, the thing is, they've got that, and other people have done. Land Rover wanted to do like a final hurrah for the sake of it, you know, and it's a good marketing stunt because they've got a new Defender coming soon as well. Yeah. So this keeps Defender fresh in the name itself, in the minds of people, rather than another company. So,
well, we always said, like, we loved the final editions they did, and I thought they were great, but we always said, why not just be silly for silly's sake and put the 5-litre V8 in a Defender, make one final hurrah, and then they actually went and did it.
Yeah.
But it's just a shame it was so limited and so, you know.
It was 150 made.
150, and they were £150,000 each.
Wasn't that coincidence? Yeah. I think that helps with the marketing, but they're pretty good at marketing, the Land Rover boys. The car is twitchy, but it's stable at the same time, and you're very aware that you're in a Defender. You're also very aware you're sitting on something that could send you in orbit. You know, it's really. I was fairly quiet while I was doing because I only had it for X amount of time.
Yeah.
Like minutes.
Yeah.
And I was blasting around X amount of miles in it, and I was mostly quiet with my face going like this. You know, like Garth from Wayne's World.
Yeah.
I was kind of like that, or you know, a very soppy Robert De Niro. Because I didn't want to crash it for a start. And,
yeah, understandably.
Yeah, and I was with all the other media, so I looked like the biggest plank on the planet.
That's us.
Wow,
The back.
that's a great picture.
Yeah, the Sahara, yeah. Lake Ricky.
In fact, that one's actually.
Yeah, that one.
So yeah.
Do you want to show us around your Land Rover then?
Right then. Cool thing is, this arrived at our house in a mess. Same day I was born.
Yep.
And I was born at 1:09 AM. And this is 1:09.
This is a 109.
Oh really?
So
that's
this is
so cool.
This is William's Land Rover.
Oh, that's so cool.
Original Dormobile. Martin Waters.
Full-blown camper conversion. Sorry, it's a mess.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's awesome.
The bunks.
William sleeps.
Oh yeah, there's a bunk up there.
Yep, 2 bunks
Wow.
upstairs, double bed downstairs,
Wow, that's awesome.
cooker, sink.
If you are going
Toilet,
to Iceland,
fridge.
don't go in this is V8 because you'll
So where have you been with this one then?
Obviously Morocco, France, Spain, Italy, Switzerland, France again, France again, France again, France again, Italy,
Wow.
Switzerland
Wow.
again. You know, we do the Alps, we do the Pyrenees, we do, you know, a bit of Spain, you know,
Yeah,
do a bit of this,
yeah,
a bit of that.
yeah.
Wherever we head and wherever the weather is good, you know.
Amazing.
So, yeah, it's our holiday bus.
Cool.
We just say we go on holiday, and some of our holidays are a bit more extreme than other people's.
Yeah. But you must have some amazing memories from it. So.
Oh, just brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, while camping on top of the Alps.
Yeah,
and things, you know.
Yeah, and in the perfect vehicle as well.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Loads on the internet of it.
So this is your
That's my hours.
forward control as well.
2-way, 1963, 2-way forward control, yeah.
What was the engine?
It's Mazda, 3.5 litre turbo diesel, yeah. It's quite common in 101s over here because it was fitted into Range Rover Classics. And of course, instead of the V8, so it's a straight swap into the, you know, into any V8 powered Land Rover, which is 101 is, you know, is that, yeah. Mazda 3.5 litre, normally aspirated, about 100 horsepower.
You could tell it's not a Land Rover engine because it's rusted.
Yes, there's no oil leaking out of it. It's Japanese, but you know, it keeps going.
Yeah.
It starts, it runs, and it stops. It's ace for coming down Alps because it stops you. You know, you get the engine braking, you know, the engine gear, so it's really good for driving in serious mountains. Yeah.
Well, thanks for showing.
It's alright.
That was awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we just got sidetracked on the way to another location, but we're just saying that that's exactly the sort of thing. Is that a modified Heritage? No, it's not Heritage. But we're just saying that that's exactly the kind of thing we need to capture, is these stories of just random people and their Land Rovers, because that's the coolest bit, and it's the bit you don't see. And we just spent like half an hour talking to these guys that had the coolest stories to tell, and they'd been to the Sahara and loads of other places with that 109.
The exact same standing right in front of us.
Yeah, the exact one standing in front of us. And even William, the young guy there, he was asking us so many questions and telling us all about it. And if you didn't catch it there, I don't know if the microphone picked it up, but that 109, they got it the day he was born, and he was born at 109 in the morning.
Yeah.
So that's just like a freaky coincidence, but it's kind of cool. It's just one of those Land Rover things.
Yeah,
and it's so cool, and it's what we need to capture more of. So we just met up with BJ Prudhomme, or at least that's your Instagram name. Your name, Brendan.
Yeah.
And you're quite well known for your stuff on Instagram, photography.
Yes.
You have some awesome photos. So go check out BJ Prudhomme. I'll put it up on the screen over on Instagram. And you have the rather, say, Instagram famous Dala, the TD5 110, which is quite well known. Could you give us a quick kind of tour of what you've done with it? And because it's got some interesting bits like the wheels, you've got extra trim interior, you've got the drawers in the back and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So
It's TD5 110 Defender. It's been remapped by TD5 inside. It's got Ali Sport intercooler radiator, VGT turbo. Don't really know the exact numbers of the power it's putting out, but it's pretty quick.
33-inch tyres, 33 by 12.5 by 15 at the rims, and then obviously their imitation bead. Put on the wider arches, getting a lot of spray. Put on the wider custom mud flaps by Tough Rock, only because of the excess spray is pushing up from the side. As you said, we got inside with the XMO trim interior, elite heated bucket seats. Seems to be pretty popular with the Optimal quick release steering boss and lock for security. And apart from that, it's pretty standard inside. I haven't done too much with it. The back is mainly just for carrying the dog. It has been lifted 2 inches. Just got a Baymax setup on it. Obviously, there's a brand ambassador for them. I'm going to say great band. And Super Pro bushes, poly bushes all around. Adrenaline 4x4 radius and trailing arms, and straight through exhaust. Pro unit.
effectively carrying my tools, my spares, pretty much stuff again.
Was it always meant to be a kind of project, or because it was standard when you got it? Wasn't it?
It was completely standard. It hadn't touched at all. But then it broke down. I blew the engine, the air gasket. The cylinder head cracked after 6 weeks. So I ended up having to rebuild the engine, and then effectively from there it started up. Those tyres are nice. Went and bought some tyres, and then from there it's been like, oh, should I fix it or I'll get something better? And then slowly it's a case of I either fix it or I modify it. Obviously I can't speak exact numbers because my wife will probably want to watch this, and she's not a fan of the Land Rover scene at all. So yeah, as amazing as she is, she will absolutely she will detest me if she found out how much I spent on it. So
I am looking for these ones. We're converting a coil sprung axle into a leaf sprung axle, which these guys sell this kit here, where you need these brackets to go on, so I might get a pair of these while I'm here. And then we also got brackets for the anti-roll bar, which we also need, front and rear, and also some other bits and bobs. They got so much stuff here, one like this one. We need some of these as well for the rubber stopping mounts, these ones here. Kind of limited on how much stuff I can bring back home, so I'm just gonna maybe get a pair of these for the front and rear axle and start off with that, and put the sway bar on later on at some point. But what I'm looking at right now is I got the axle from a Range Rover Classic. I want to put those in a Series 3. Alright. Then I searched on the internet, I found out you guys make these brackets, which are just exactly what I need. I need these ones, and also for the sway bar and the anti-roll bar as well. But I might be able to reuse the ones that's already on the axle. But a pair of these, I would love to get a pair of these home with me if that's possible. One for the rear and front axle. This thing we need, I'm pretty sure.
After the lightweight?
Yeah. I don't know if there's different kind of pumps, but I think this should also go onto that one. We lost the other one when we sent the pump to rebuild. They came back without this one, and then we said like we send it over with the bolt, and we would like to get the bolt back, and then they sent the wrong one, the wrong size. This one is the one we need, I think. I'm not sure, because the pump doesn't look exactly the same, but the thread might work with it. Might ask and see how much it costs.
I thought this was a Heritage Edition Defender for a second, but it's not. It just has the grille and the paint and the wheels. But it looks quite cool. It looks like a Huey on steroids, basically. Quite beefy. But I think it's actually a TDI, judging by the position of the fuel cap and the interior as well. But also I just noticed this. Club 86, if you're watching, you have some supporters here. So this is something interesting, and not something I've ever seen in person, I don't think, before. You may be looking at it thinking, well, that's a Discovery, but it has a Honda badge on it. That is because in the 90s, I believe it was, Land Rover was owned by Honda, and Honda stuck the Honda badge on the Discovery and sold it to, I believe, the Japanese market as the Honda Crossroad. So this is a Discovery sold as a Honda.
The lady that had this, she'd take the badge off the front and put a little Land Rover badge on. She got Land Rovers on the wheels, and she'd actually written to DVLA and say, I've got this Discovery, but the logbook says Honda. Will you change it to Discovery?
was that just because she didn't know the story of it? Or, yeah,
exactly. So when I said I would buy it, and at the price asked, she says, "Oh, you're going to pay full price?" I said, "Yes, I will. I want it." And then I explained to her that it was actually a Honda.
Oh, really?
And it's the instructions in the bonnet are in Japanese.
Yeah.
And she could see that it said Crossroad on the back, and the carpet said Crossroad, but obviously the word Crossroad didn't mean anything to her.
No. Are there any differences on the interior? Or is it the same?
No, nothing at all. No.
Right, so we're up at the Storm tuning stand, and this is Dan, a Land Rover tuning, and the man responsible for transforming high TD5 into the beast that it now is, and you are going to take us through or at least
we have indeed. Yep.
So we've got a whole workbench here.
Yep.
So if I see the camera.
So it's essentially a 3-stage process for the older 10p engines. We first remove the EEPROM, which contains the remap, the memory chip. We use a hot air gun to be installed in that. We then install a new socket in preparation to install our software, and then into that socket we install a new memory chip containing our remap software. So essentially how the software works in the ECU, the throttle pedal creates a signal known as the driver demand, and the ECU then converts that driver demand into an injected quantity of fuel that's required to make the power that's required. And essentially what we do is alter the software in the ECU, so we rescale the throttle input, and we change the maths in the ECU to allow it to inject a large quantity of fuel, which in turn creates more power.
So while we wait for that map to be written, Dan's going to tell us a little bit about his discovery.
Yeah, it's the storm tuning workhorse, to be fair. It runs well over 200 bhp. It's got a Defender 1.4 transfer box on it. Running the standard turbo, pushed to within, well, about as far as you can realistically go with the standard turbo. Yeah, looks quite standard, but it's quite mental, to be fair.
Okay, so it's currently missing centre console.
It really is a workhorse.
And there's a chocolate bar down by the pedals.
Yep, it gets used
and
and abused. I've got my Defender, that's my show pony.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, this one's scratched, battered, and yeah.
I remember it looking quite tidy last time I saw it.
It gets tidied up, but it still gets used what it's designed for.
Yeah,
so
well that's good.
It tows, it's a transport vehicle,
yeah.
And today it's a flag stand.
Oh yeah, it is.
So this is the latest 15p vehicle, and the ECU on these is flashable. So unlike the ECUs we showed you earlier, where we've got to get them on the bench and do the rework on them, these ones we can program straight over the diagnostics port. So we're flashing a map using a Nanocom tool here. This will rewrite the software that's on the ECU, and we put our new bespoke software on top of the old software.
And the remaps you do, are they like, each one is different, or are they standard remap each time?
No,
each different
remap
for every single vehicle?
Yeah, each remap's bespoke to each vehicle. So this is one of our customers. We've just tuned his vehicle, and I believe you've just been for a test drive, haven't you?
I've literally just taken it out of the show, gone down the carriageway, come back up. It's throat roaring. It's awesome. Stage 2, TD5. I can't thank you enough. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you.
Before we go, we just got to put a TSPEC TV sticker on Dan's disco.
It's got to be done.
It has to be done. There we go.
Superb.
Put a storm tuning logo on in the background there, that's all.
So we're getting a sticker on this disco as well. Is this Nardo grey as well?
Yeah, it is.
It's really nice. There we go, another one done. Awesome. We're taking over the storm tuning stand here with the stickers.
I had to open the bonnet on a Land Rover.
Wait, hang on, are you using a crowbar?
Yeah. Yeah.
This I have to see.
This is what you have to use when you snap your bonnet up.
So it's been awesome chatting with the guys at Storm Tuning. Really nice Nardo Grey Disco 2, which is now Stage 2 remapped as well. And this was just finished, the build 8 weeks ago. So it is pretty much new, I guess you could say, or new for a build. And we've now got the TSPEC TV sticker on there as well. I'll just give a shout out actually. There's an Instagram handle there, so go check him out on Instagram if you want more pictures. Then we've got Dan's Disco, as we've already had a little walk around of, which also has the sticker on it now. So thanks for the little
You're welcome.
walkthrough there.
Yeah, no problem.
The stickers as well, for some self-promotion. So thank you very much. Make sure you go check out Storm Tuning if you haven't already. I think you said you had so many people coming down just for our video today, or a lot of people made the decision based upon that at least.
Out of the 70-80 vehicles we've done over the weekend, just been a few of them that have said, yeah, I wasn't sure about going to the Stage 2, and then I saw the video on TSPEC TV, so yeah.
That's really, really cool to hear that
it
makes that much of a difference.
Yeah.
So, and I'm still completely blown away by my remap every time I go. There's more to come on that as well, so stay tuned for that. Stay storm tuned for that. Anyway, so this is a rather nice Disco 2 over on the Land Rover ladies stand, which has the rather cool license plate, which I presume is meant to spell Storm, and it is Storm tuned. And it also has this really cool painted engine cover. You do not see that kind of detail very often, with Storm written there as well. Another Storm tuned Defender on the Land Rover ladies stand, this time in bright pink. Even the center console has been painted pink. And the Storm tuning stickers, and I've also just noticed pink Tough Rock mud flaps. And this is how a Land Rover is born. In all seriousness, though I can't speak anymore, this is a really, really cool colour, and that's a really cool model of this actual Land Rover. I really like this colour, quite unique. So that is a Scammell Explorer, which I've been eyeing up all weekend because it just looks so badass. And sadly, I didn't manage to catch the owner over the weekend to have a chat about it or learn more about it. But God, it sounds good, and I hope that's here next year so we can learn more about it. And that is it for another year at LRO, and we have magically been transported back to Tierspec and are now sitting on our Land Rovers, because despite all of the filming we did over the weekend, we somehow did not film an outro at the show itself. However, the benefit of that is that it has given us a chance to kind of reflect on everything that happened, because it was a crazy weekend, and I think every year we go it just gets bigger and better. And as we said on social media, despite the fact that we kind of get put on a pedestal over the weekend and we get so many of you guys coming up to us and talking to us, asking for pictures and saying thank you for the videos and everything, for us it feels like it's you guys we should be thanking, because we wouldn't even be going to the show without you. We wouldn't be making these videos unless you watch them, and so on and so forth. So a huge thank you to all of you that make the show so awesome and make these videos actually possible. And we will almost certainly be back next year, don't you think? I think we will be back. It's too good to miss now, and maybe even we'll be going to more shows. And we're now coming up to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube as well, so we will be doing some special stuff for that in the very near future. We haven't even figured out what yet, because it's coming up so quickly. So thank you very much for that. Any further additions? I mean, apart from the fact the show was crazy. No, it was amazing. It was weird and amazing at the same time. Yeah, and yeah, it, like I said, gets bigger and better every year. So huge thank you guys, and we look forward to seeing you at the next show. So look forward to plenty more content coming from Tierspec now that we are back home, and we will see you in the next video.